gorgeous day. I am doing my Saturday morning rope time, but I wanted to show you how the garden is doing because I have been spending so much time on our veggies, pruning, really trying to optimize our plants, namely our tomato plants, to produce a lot for us this year. Let's do a little update. First of all, we have my viburnum, which is getting so tall, you guys, but I'm not getting any flowers. So I don't know if you guys have tips and tricks for viburnum, but hit my line if you do. Look how tall they are. Like, this is so tall. And I love that this area is filling in because it wasn't super full at first, but now it's looking great. This limelight hydrangea, I think these are my limelights. Or no, they were something else, but same shape. The cone shape, these are coming back. So happy. This is definitely filling in. And then this hydrangea is doing pretty well too. I've got one I should probably deadhead. Some snapdragons are also coming back, and my rose bush is quite large. Okay, here are the tomato plants. I have pruned so much of this back, and I really wanted to increase the airflow, but also focus the energy on producing fruit and not the leaves. Like, this is going to be so insanely full, but it looks so much better, so much more manageable, and the fruit is actually getting kind of big. But you can see some more tomatoes in here. These two are the same. These are husky red cherry tomatoes. I'm just so happy with how this is looking so far. I do have bigger stakes that I want to put in the ground and do like a proper trellis situation. Now that they're getting so big, I need Kave to help me. I basically want to put the stakes in and then tie them and let them climb upwards. The jalapenos are absolutely mad, you guys. I need to figure out what I'm going to do here and maybe just sacrifice some peppers because it's getting out of hand and it's really a lot. The basil's even looking pretty good. My basil, for a minute, I planted it pretty early and it was really looking grim. So this is much better. The leaves are quite small, but I'm just happy that it's not yellow and dead anymore. And then my chives are really popping off too. I try to harvest these and chop them and freeze them so I can just throw them into eggs and things. And that works really well. So that's my pro tip if you have an overproduction of chives. The green onion is out of control. And my bell peppers back here are actually making good progress. They weren't doing much at first, but now they seem to be getting some fruit in. My debate right now is, do I remove the fruit? I keep saying fruit, it's a vegetable, but you know what I mean. Do I remove what's coming in so that the plant can focus on establishing itself more before producing vegetable? That's my debate. I'm like, do I experiment with one? TBD. Gigi is here, going for the blueberries as she does. Miss, these are not quite ripe. They're gonna be quite tart. And my zucchini is doing okay. I'm a little nervous because I don't feel like the males have properly pollinated the females, and they might be super tiny and not really get that big. So we'll see. I'm just happy they're not getting eaten. I also have my yellow squash in here. Also tiny at the moment, but I'm hoping this grows. And then these are my sun golds. These I'm a little nervous about. I did remove some fruit from them yesterday because I feel like I want them to establish themselves more before producing. So I've pruned a lot of the leaves off the bottom and I'm letting it kind of focus on the top. Same with this guy. There have been a couple tomatoes from these already and they have been like candy. Better than my red ones at the moment. We'll see how these progress. And I can't forget to show you guys our hydrangeas. These look so good right now. These keep sprouting up around this area and I kind of like it. Like, it's super full, but they grow like crazy. And I don't want them to distract from the hydrangeas, but they do look really nice when they open up. I might style some of those inside actually and just chop them, but this is like looking so good. These are like so small and not doing much. They've just been kind of establishing themselves over the past couple of years, but these look so good. I'm gonna try this little tomato that I picked. The yellow ones, like I said, have been so much sweeter. This one's super tiny. Let's see.
You guys, here's the thing. I'm not even like a big raw tomato girl. I would never just like pop a raw tomato. It needs to be like prepared, or at least like flaky salt on top. But that is divine. Wow, it's so good. Oh, it makes me so excited. I don't know if you guys have ever made sun gold tomato pasta. You cook those yellow tomatoes down, make a sauce. It's the best. It's so light, it's so sweet, just like naturally sweet. Add butter, add Parmesan, and it is one of my favorite things. Exciting updates. Things are going well.
We have a first birthday party to go to today, and I desperately need to do my nails. Removed my gel earlier in the week. I've been liking doing that when I do gel on my nails. Doing removal and painting in one sitting is just like more work than I want to take on. That's been going well. I feel like it's very approachable that way. My big thing when going back to gel a couple months ago was like I did so much work to make sure my nails got back healthy again, were growing, were thick and not thin, and surprisingly they have been staying that way. My nails are pretty long right now. If you're new here, I've been doing my own nails like since COVID pretty much. There was a stint in there where I was doing like Russian manicures, because a few new places opened up in SF that I wanted to try. But I found that my nails after that were kind of wrecked, surprisingly. And I just can't sit there for 3 hours, you know? Spent like 3 hours like driving home, sitting there, doing the nails. It's like too long for me. Just did a quick removal. I had done like a clear coat on them this week, just so they looked okay. But I'm kind of in a rush today. So I might do Dazzle Dry. I'm not a huge fan of Dazzle Dry. I feel like it has not done what it needs to do for me, but I want it to dry quickly. I also have this one maybe I'll try from Manucurist. The thing with my Dazzle Dry was that it was getting like super cloudy. If you guys have it and this gets like foggy, run it under hot water and it'll get clear again. I might actually start with a ridge filler because I want this to look as good as possible. And something I've been trying to use more of is a glass or crystal nail file, less damaging to your nails. So I am gonna start with this ridge filler. This is from Lights Lacquer. But what this does is it kind of smooths out the nail, really creates like a nice canvas for everything that's coming on after. The allure of this for me is the fast drying of it all. I can do my nails and go about my day like I would if I did gel. Here's the final look. This color is Zest. It looks really dark here, I feel like, but it is a reddish brown, and the nails are like pretty long right now. This is like as long as I would really like them. I'm gonna go get ready though, and I have some new makeup products that I actually want to share with you guys, so I'll see you in the next clip. What I wanted to show you guys was this bronzing butter balm. This is Summer Fridays. Everything they do I adore, but these are next level. This is shade Dune, and I just feel like these blend so well. Start around the forehead and really warm up the face, which is exactly what I need. I feel like my spray tan is fading. Love this product. It's creamy, it's blendable. If you guys have used their blushes, they are very similar. I will just take some of it on my cheeks, around the forehead, maybe on the nose, and around the jawline. I let my concealer warm up while I'm doing this. For summer, this is 100% a need. Honestly, I find not too warm. I can't use like a super warm bronzer. I actually prefer it to be on the cooler side, which is probably more like contour, but I just never want to look like orange, you know? And once I blend in my concealer, I'll also do a little bit on the eye and just kind of lift up. I feel like if you don't like the idea of underpainting, I still love the MPH Beauty. Between this and that, it's hard to pick a favorite, but this is a lot less intimidating and just easy to use, especially if you prefer to go in like after doing your base. And then I'll go in with blush. For blush, I'm still loving the NARS Liquid Afterglow Liquid Blush in Aragon. I feel like it's the perfect like brownish red for brunettes. But because it's summer and I'm like, I want a brighter blush, I've also been adding just a tinge of the Luminous Silk Cheek Tint in, I don't know what shade this is. It says 53S. This adds just a little brightness to that blush without being like cotton candy pink. And then to set it, I opened up this little mini Huda Beauty Easy Bake because I was traveling. This is so much easier to travel with, but it's also slightly pink. So it really does blend into the blush quite nicely. And I'll just lightly dust this all over. I don't like a full powdered look, but I do like to make sure that things are set. The other thing that I am absolutely loving is a really good dupe for Huda lip stain. I have not been able to leave the house without a lip stain. If you're looking for a cheap alternative to the Huda one, I like Toasty Brown and Soft Nude. Toasty Brown's a little, it's darker, so maybe better for nighttime, but the Soft Nude is usually my go-to. I'm just out of it. This one's like pretty close to the Toasty Brown, I would say. This is CoverGirl in Iconic Darling. This is their Outlast lip stain, and it's very marker-esque. For context, I've also tried the Summer Fridays one, but I did not like it as much. It's really dry for me, and I store them all facing down. Not a lot of product comes out, which is sad, but this is really saturated. I'll show you guys. Like it's actually quite a fine tip, even though it looks a little chunky. Like, it's really quite good. I just like to use most of this on the outer edge of my lip. This is pretty forgiving if you want to go in with your finger like this, which I like, because sometimes you put on a lip stain and you're like, ah, and you really gotta work to get it off. And then I gotta clean off my finger before I forget. I think it's a good middle ground between Summer Fridays and Huda Beauty because it has the saturation and product distribution of the Huda Beauty with the precision of the Summer Fridays pen. That to me is the perfect combo, and I really love this shade. I'm loving Cinnamon from Summer Fridays, the lip liner. I feel like it's a really good color match to what I've got going on right now. And I did test out the lip stain last night at dinner, and I felt like it lasted just as good as my Huda one. So it does pass the eat and drink test. And then I'm just gonna go in with this, also CoverGirl. It's this squishy glaze. It's a really nice lip balm. I also wore this last night, and I feel like it has a really nice shine to it, but the feel of a lip balm. These are really the products that I feel like I'm going to be using all summer long. I'm going to make sure they are linked in my Shop My. Let me know if you guys are having trouble finding stuff. I always link it down in the description box. I wanted to show you guys the outfit actually because this little skirt I love. I've actually only worn her once in Italy when we got married. I don't know why I haven't whipped it out. I'm very specific about skirts because I don't like when they look like shorts in the back. And this one comes all the way down with the other layer. And it's like the perfect length. It's not too short, in my opinion. I can't do like a micro short a lot, really ever, but not to like a kid's birthday. She's a girl and it's like berry themed. So I thought pink would be fun and appropriate. This is another like piece I've just had forever. This is from L'Academie at Revolve, one of my favorite Revolve brands if I had to pick. And it's just really lightweight, like linen. Yeah, 100% linen. No wonder it's lasted me like 4 or 5 years probably. It's the perfect cropped shirt, and I love anything with a collar. Flats, these are Amazon, and I wear them into the ground. I'll probably do my little row bag, but I do need a little espresso pregame before we go. So I'm gonna go get a little caffeine, but that's really our Saturday plan. I would like to do my trellising in the garden today. We'll see if we're feeling up for it when we get back. Feeling a little bit of a crunch to do everything that we need to do over the next couple of weeks before our kitchen gets demoed. If you didn't see my last vlog, we did give like a whole kitchen update. I obviously need to move everything out of the kitchen. No plan for that yet of where it's going to be stored or how. I would love to be able to prep and freeze a bunch of meals. I think that will make our lives a lot easier. Soups maybe? I don't know. I think it's a good idea to do some of that, so I'm gonna try. We obviously need to get our like makeshift setup arranged too in our dining / living room. We're gonna put together like a mini kitchen. So I'm gonna try to share whatever I can that will be helpful if you're going through any type of home renovation project, but I digress. That's a problem for another day. I need to go or we're gonna be late. I mean, it's 14 feet, that's probably pretty good. We're at Home Depot. I need to get some stuff to build my tomato trellis, but we also have a hydrangea that didn't make it from last year, so I'm grabbing another one of those. This one's a little different from the ones that I have. I always try to pick one that still has some blooms left to open up. And it's only like 13 bucks for a small one, so this is kind of cost effective. Okay, so this is what I'm thinking we need, is some of these that are notched. It's not super tall, but
6 feet.
Yeah. You're taller. That's good. Like that's kind of as tall as it gets. Well, there's that one, but there's only one.
I think this is a good height.
Yeah, just get, maybe we get 4? I'm almost wondering if I could train the zucchini or something, or cucumber up these.
Why don't we start with something? We don't have to do everything in one fell swoop. This way we learn and see.
Okay. We're in the garden. We are about to build our tomato trellis. So let's do it. hope it wasn't too hard to see what I was doing. Basically, my approach with this is similar to my tomatoes. So yesterday we used these garden stakes, and they're nice because they have notches on them, so you can basically tie string, or I recommend wire. We have this, it's like twist ties, like kind of what you would get at like the grocery store with your bread, but they hold up in weather better than string, and they don't disintegrate or anything. And I love it because you can actually like twist it and then easily untwist it if you need to redo something. But I want the zucchini to start growing up, because if you've grown zucchini, you know it kind of wants to crawl along the floor and it can get really big and take up a lot of real estate. But then also, if the leaves or veggies are touching the soil, they tend to rot, and that is not what we want. That's what happened to me last year, actually, and I did not know this method. So basically, you can tie the plant up the stake and do some pruning so you can take off the bottom leaves and make sure there's not a lot that's touching the ground, but also help improve airflow. I have some like really small squash that I'm hoping survive. You guys can kind of see it's gonna start going up the trellis versus going down across the floor. And we still have this around. These have been great because last year a bunch of stuff was eating the zucchini. We have yellow squash and zucchini, but I could see teeth marks in all of my zucchini. I maybe harvested one or two that weren't eaten by pests. So this is doing great for the tomatoes too. We have this hardware cloth, but same idea. We want to make sure they're able to grow up with lots of space, room to breathe, and I pruned a lot of the greenery off of these so that they can really focus the energy on growing the fruit and not extra foliage. But that's my hope with this one as well, is that we can just keep going up and up and up and hopefully have a larger harvest this year. I love doing a little dumbbell workout when I'm just feeling so lazy. I have been doing Fit by Mick videos for years probably, but she's kind of my go-to. She's this cute Canadian girl. I don't even know if she still makes videos, but I'll just go watch her videos. They're like 20 to 30 minute dumbbell workouts. It's like 45 seconds on, 15 seconds off. There's a lot of no repeats, so it's just like a different move each minute, and you go through it so quickly and you don't have to think about it. And I have been trying to incorporate more weightlifting. I have like a really bad shoulder, so I'm torn between like trying to build strength there, but also being cognizant of the fact that it hurts. It's always like popping. I should probably see someone about it. If you guys have recommendations, please let me know, because I just have never seen anyone about it. It's been an issue for years. Like, I can't do too many shoulder moves, but I love working my shoulders, so it's a constant battle. But I highly recommend you check her out if you're like kind of feeling lazy, or you just are bored with workouts, or you don't know what to do at home. I love working out at home. I started during COVID and I have no issue with that, but I also did a private Pilates class yesterday for my first time and I loved it. So I'm just trying to mix it up. I'm trying to do a bunch of different things. That's what keeps working out exciting for me. But I'm about to make my morning coffee, and I just wanted to say, I feel like this was such a fun vlog for me. I have been spending so much time in the garden. It is true what they say, like, it's heaven out there. I am having so much fun learning new things, trying new things. Seeing the garden flourish is just so rewarding, even if I only pick like one pepper or one tomato that day. The best feeling. I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. I'm still very much a beginner, so I'm learning as I go. And if you guys have any tips for me, let me know. It's not too late. It's still only June. And I feel like here we're so lucky with good weather throughout the year that we'll probably be harvesting for a few months. I'm gonna go make my coffee, but thank you guys for watching this week's vlog, and I hope to see you in the next one.